Good morning, leaders. The topic that we're going to discuss to you is all about the contemporary issue in international business. International business today faces several big challenges. One is global uncertainty. Things like war, pandemic, and economic slowdown in one part of the world quickly affect businesses everywhere. Another is supply chain disruption. Getting goods and materials across the border is harder than ever, leading to delays and higher costs. The impact of COVID-19 pandemic on global trade. The COVID-19 pandemic had a profound and multifaceted impact on global trade, disrupting supply chain, alerting consumer behavior, and leading to significant economic shift. The disruptions to global supply chain, the pandemic initial shockwaves triggered widespread disruption to global supply chain as lockdowns and travel restriction hampered production and transportation. Factories closed, ports become congested, and shipping routes were disrupted, leading to shortage of essential goods and a surge in prices. Number one, reduce production. Lockdowns and travel restriction forced factory to close or operate at reduced capacity, causing a decline in the production of goods. So when factories close down, like a toy factory in China shutting down due to lockdowns, fewer production can be made. This lead to shortage of those products in store around the world. Number two, port congestion. Shipping delays and port closure lead to a backlog of containers and a shortage of shipping capacity, further disrupting global supply chain. So when cargo ships are stuck in port due to delays, like for example in Los Angeles, it slowed down the movement of goods, and this make it difficult to get product to store quickly. Number three, increased shipping cost. The disruption to shipping routes and a shortage of container resulted in a sharp increase in shipping cost, adding to the cost of goods and impacting businesses. So when shipping is disrupted, the cost is transporting goods goes up. For example, it costs more to ship product from China to US because of shortage and delay. This means that the price of the product in store might increase as well. Next, shifting consumer demand. The pandemic also altered consumer behavior, shifting demand pattern and impacting the type of goods and services in high demand. Number one, surge in demand for essential goods. As lockdown took effect, demand for essential goods such as food, medical supply, and hygiene product surge, while demand for non-essential items declined. So, when people were stuck at the home during lockdowns, the demand for things like toilet paper, hand sanitizer, alcohol, food, and other basic needs increased. So number two, increase of e-commerce. The pandemic accelerated the growth of e-commerce as consumer increasingly relied on online platform for shopping. We all know that during pandemic, more people started shopping online for groceries, clothes, and other items because they couldn't go to store at easily. Number three, shift in service trade. The pandemic significantly impacts services trade as travel restriction and social distancing measure curtailed sector like tourism, hospitality, and transportation. So think about how airlines and hotels struggled because people couldn't travel as much due to travel restriction. So during pandemic, people are afraid to go out and travel anywhere because they are more concerned about their safety. As much as they want to travel, they prefer to stay at home. So that's why the airlines and hotels struggled more because of pandemic 19. Next, we have here the heterogeneous impact across countries and industry. The pandemic's impact on trade was not uniform with varying effect across country and industry. Number one, China's resilience. China, despite being the initial epicenter of the pandemic, experienced a relatively smaller decline in trade due to its swift response and robust domestic supply chain. We all know that China is also considered as one of the powerful country not just in Asia but around the globe. Although China was hit hard by the pandemic initially, it's quick for them to respond and their strong manufacturing base allow it to recover faster than many other countries. Number two, industry specific impact. Some industries like medical equipment and pharmaceutical experience a surge in demand while other such as tourism, hospitality face significant decline. So many medical equipment companies saw a huge increase in demand while the travel industry like airlines and hotels experience major decline. During pandemic, people are more concerned about their health. That is why they prefer to buy medicines, vitamins, and other medical equipment. So medical industry is experiencing a surge in demand, whereas airlines and hotels experiencing decline because people prefer to stay at home during that time. So number three, trade diversification. The pandemic prompted some countries to explore alternative trade partner and diversify their supply chains, reducing reliance on single sources. So company are now looking for new supplier to avoid relying on just one country for essential good. They find many alternative suppliers just in case there are problem arise. Next, we have here the long-term implications. The pandemic impact on world trade has had long-term implication, reshaping global supply chains, accelerating digitalization, and prompting a reassessment of economic resilience. So number one, supply chain restructuring. The pandemic highlighted the vulnerabilities of global supply chains, leading to calls for greater diversification and regionalization. So businesses are realizing that having all their supplier in one place can be risky. They are now looking to spread out their suppliers to different countries. Next, number two, digital transformation. The pandemic accelerated the adoption of digital technologies including e-commerce and remote work, transforming business model and trade practices. So the pandemic pushed more businesses to adopt online tools for things like e-commerce and remote work. This has changed how companies operate and trade. So number three, increased focus on resilience. The pandemic has underscored the importance of economic resilience, prompting government and businesses to invest in measures to mitigate future disruption. Government and businesses are investing in a way to prevent future disruption, like having more stockpiles of essential good or building more resilient supply chain. So, the COVID-19 pandemic significantly changed the way we trade goods and services. It highlighted weaknesses in global supply chain and pushed us to adopt a new way of doing business. As we move forward, we need to consider this lesson and build a more resilient and sustainable global economy.
Emerging markets and their significance in global trade. Ang emerging markets ay tumutukoy sa mga ekonomiya na mabilis ang paglago at nasa proseso ng paglipat mula sa pagiging developing patungo sa pagiging develop. Bagamat may ilan ng katangian ang maunlad na ekonomiya. Characteristic of emerging market. Number 1, ang market volatility ay tumutukoy sa pabago-bagong galaw ng merkado na dulot ng politikal na kawalan ng katiyakan, paggalaw ng presyo sa labas o mga supply-demand shocks mula sa likas na sakuna. Nagdudulot ito ng panganib sa mga investor tulad ng pabago-bago sa halaga ng palitan at pagganap ng merkado. Number 2, growth and investment potential. Ang emerging markets ay kaakit-akit sa mga dayuhang investor dahil sa mataas na potensyal ng kita mula sa kanilang investment. Number 3, high rates of economic growth. Ang mga gobyerno ng emerging markets ay karaniwang nagpapatupad ng mga pulisiyang nagtataguyod ng industrialisasyon at mabilis na paglago ng ekonomiya. Number 4, income per capita. Ang emerging markets ay karaniwang may mababa hanggang katamtamang kita per capita dahil sa kanilang pag-asa sa mga gawain pang-agrikultura. The 5 major emerging markets are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa.
Good morning, leaders. This is my reporting. The future of globalization, international business. Globalization future involving emerging market digital growth, sustainability, and shifting geopolitics with businesses adapting through diversification, digital transformation, and environmental responsibility. The future of globalization and international business. It excuses different aspects. First, economic aspect. Second, technological advancement. Third, societal and environmental concern. Fourth, political factors. Fifth, future businesses model. Sixth, regional perspective. And last, challenge and opportunities. Economic aspect, emerging markets in Asia Pacific and Africa will drive growth while traditional powers decline. Trade agreement and protectionism will shape global commerce. Technological advancement, digitalization, e-commerce, AI, and blockchain will transform international business. Social and environmental concern. Companies must prioritize environmental responsibility, social justice, and corporate governance. Geopolitical factors. Rising nationalism, global conflict, and regional cooperation agreement will impact business. Future business model. Globalization 4.0, gig economy, and regionalization will reshape global landscape. Regional perspective. Diversity, digitalization, sustain, adapt, and globalize. Challenge and opportunities. Globalization and international business face challenge like inequality, health crisis, cyber society threats, and climate change. However, opportunities exist in emerging markets, digitalization, sustainability, practice, innovation, and global value chains. Thank you, leaders, and good morning. Merry Christmas.
Good morning, leaders. My report is all about the challenges and opportunities of Philippines companies in the post-pandemic world. These are the challenges during the pandemic. So first, challenges is economic recovery and inflations. The pandemic caused distractions in industries like tourism, retail, and manufacturing. Slow economic recovery coupled with rising inflations and cost of new materials has straight profit margin. Number two challenges is the supply chain disruptions. This is ongoing global supply chains issue have caused delays, increased logistic costs, and made it harder to source materials. So number three, digital divide. Digital divide is while digital transformations accelerated during the pandemic, many small companies struggles with limited resources to adopt advanced and technologies, creating creating sana yun? Creating the digital gap. So number four challenges is the changing consumer behavior. So the shift of online shopping, remote work, and cashless transactions has made it necessary for companies to adapt quickly to new customers' expectations and preferences. So number five challenges, workforce challenges, the shift to hybrid or remote work poses management and communications challenges. So number six challenges is health and safety compliance. So these challenges is companies need to maintain high health and safety standards, which adds of operational cost and complexity. So this is the six challenges of the during the pandemic world. So next is the opportunities. So these there are challenges and it has opportunities during the pandemic. So this is the following. First is digital transformations. These increased internet penetrations and smartphone usage have opened opportunities for e-commerce, fintech, and digital marketing. So number two, opportunities is global or outsourcing potentials. The Philippines remain a top of destinations for uh, outsourcing services, especially in IT and consumer support due to its English-speaking workforce and cultural alignment with Western markets. So number three opportunities is sustainability and green business. So this post-pandemic, there is growing demand for sustainable and eco-friendly products. Yes, this many of eco-friendly products during pandemic. So these companies that integrate sustainability into their operations can tap into this market. So number four opportunities is government support and infrastructure. So this government program like tax incentives for MSME or investment in infrastructure through the Build Better More program or can help businesses grow. So number five opportunities is booming local and regional markets. So the shifts towards local sources has created opportunities for Philippines companies to cater to the domestic markets. So number six opportunities is healthcare and wellness industries. So these opportunities demands for health and wellness products, pharmaceuticals, and healthcare services has grown, creating a booming market for businesses in these sectors. So last opportunities is the tourism rebound. This tourism rebounds as a global travel resumes. The Philippines tourism industry is poised for the recovery, providing the opportunities for hospitality, travel, and related businesses. So these are the challenges and opportunities of Philippines companies in the post-pandemic world. Thank you.